Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited for today's episode because underneath here we have a very cool and unique and somewhat rare arcade game that you may or may not have heard of before, but it is very cool and is worth sticking around. So before we get started, I just want to let you know I have a bunch of new hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Actually, I don't have hats yet, that's a lie. I have t-shirts and hoodies and stickers and a Chasing Nostalgia poster, all if you click the store link on the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. It gives back to the channel a tiny bit. I get a little bit of a cut from that, and you get something cool in return. So no obligation, but if you're interested in that stuff's available. Without further ado, and this time I'm armed with a box cutter because yeah, I read all those comments where you're like, why don't you have a box cutter? I don't know, I just didn't, but I do now. So let's unbox this thing and check it out. That was the best this has ever gone. Okay, so we got it off the pallet without killing ourselves. So let's do like an initial inspection of everything. We'll start right here at the bottom of the arcade. You know, a lot of times when you get these, you look for, you know, chewed up bottoms and stuff. Now, I got this at auction, so I got it at Captain's Auction. So sometimes, you know, you don't see everything at auction, especially because I was online and I wasn't there. You know, there's some paint on the coin door. That's easy to fix. Let's look at the control panel. So, you know, that's one thing when you're buying these at auction and you're doing it virtually, there's certain things you don't see any of that. He's not gonna be like, all through, soda stain.
800, 8.5, look at 8.5, 8.5, 850, 50 going one time, 800, 8.5, 8.5, one time, 800 here going once, $800 going twice, third and final call done all through, look at 8.5, 8.5, 850, so it's way $800.
So you have to be careful. That's easy though, right? I mean, but that is stuff that you don't typically see when they're doing this kind of stuff. The other thing I noticed is on the buttons, they seem a bit like sticky. So I'm guessing that soda spill sort of, you know, I bet if we flip the control panel over, you'd see there's some residue or something. So that's no big deal. We can clean that up. That's super easy. The stick looks pretty good. It works good. The buttons seem to be functional. So that's good. So far so good on at least that. The front bezel looks nice. The monitor doesn't appear to have any burn-in that's visible, so that's good. Yes, this is plexi. It looks like the plexi's a little faded and stuff, so I could probably run some Novus on this and clean that up. Fix that. We could fix that. The side art looks really good. This is one of the things about this game. It has beautiful, beautiful side art. It is such a cool machine. I love the yellow and the green. Now you can see here on the side panel, it's a little chewed up right here. This is typical. These are Midway cabinets that this game was put in. So it's an Atari game in a Midway cabinet. And you can see, you know, it's chewed up. But, you know, hopefully I can find someone. I could probably just Bondo that in or even wood putty and then put a new piece of artwork. So I don't know if anybody makes this reproduction artwork. So I'll have to look that up. But I'm sure someone does. Someone probably has it. I think Joe Sabo has one of these. So maybe he can help me out there. The side's got a couple little chews and stuff, but nothing that isn't typical for an arcade of this age. Okay. Let's spin around the other side and check out what's going on here. That looks pretty good for the most part, and a little gouge right there, another one right there, and again on this side, same thing. Now this is typical for these. If you look at a lot of Midway cabinets, like I restored the Killer Instinct one, so oftentimes those are chewed up. So if you're looking for used Midway games like this, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct, you'll notice these two typically get chewed up, and think about it, right? These are butted up sometimes against other machines. So this one's all worn away. So again, maybe some wood putty, Bondo, and that should be easy. The T-molding, it just looks a little chewed up in certain sections, like right there. We can kind of, you know, that's easy. Putting new T-molding on it is easy. So overall, my assessment of this is not bad. Like, you know, for buying it on Captain's and I don't actually see it in person at first, it's looking pretty good. So what we'll do now is we'll, you know, cross our fingers, power it up, and hopefully it made the trek okay and it works. All right, let's plug it in and fire it up. Nothing on the screen. There we go. All right, so this is good. It looks like it's booting up. So this game did use a hard drive. I'm gonna mod it and put a, they don't call it, it's not an SD card. Shoot, I can't remember what you call it, compact flash. They have a compact flash mod for it, I'm gonna do that, but it looks like it's up, so that's good. The only thing I can tell right away is the screen brightness is really low. So, I'm gonna take the camera around back and see if we can just adjust that really quick. Okay, we're around back of the machine now, and you can see I could adjust the brightness on the main brightness on the flyback, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna actually grab, this is the little breakout board. You find these on basically every monitor, really. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna adjust the black level just a bit, and it should brighten the image up a little bit for us. So let's do that really quick. And then let's take a look at the front, see if that looks better.
Much better. Sometimes just a simple adjustment is all it takes. Before we get into gameplay, War Final Assault came out in 1999, 1 year before The Grid. This game is similar in style, but instead of being a third-person shooter, it's actually a first-person shooter, and the control layout is a little more difficult to use in my opinion. The Grid uses a trackball to aim and the flight stick to move. Atari decided to use the buttons for movement and the joystick to aim. I can't help but wonder if the developers at Midway saw this and went, man, I think we can do it a little bit better. It's still really fun, it just takes a little bit more getting used to.
Another cool aspect of this machine is that if you have 4 of them, you can network them and connect them together so they'll link up. So you can actually have 4 people competing against each other. It's pretty cool, and maybe one day I'll find another one and I can network 2 together. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let's do some gameplay and check it out. Okay, so on the character select screen, there's 4 characters to pick from. There are some hidden unlockables and things like that too. I haven't really dove in that far to figure that part out yet. Oh man. It's actually really hard to get used to these buttons. I've been playing a lot of The Grid under emulation lately, and see, I'm getting confused, but you kind of get used to it. Oh man, I died. I'm definitely used to The Grid versus this, so it's taking me a little bit to figure it out. Oh shoot, I didn't even see that guy. Oh man. The cool thing is if you have a ton of quarters, you can just kind of continue where you left off, but the game's on free play, so the top button on the trigger gets rid of the weapon you have, so if you find something else you want to pick up, you can just press the top button and it'll drop that weapon. The graphics are pretty good for a game that came out in '99, I gotta say. Oh man, I'm getting butt kicked. Oh, this guy must be a boss. Okay, he is. All right, come on. I gotta be able to kill this boss. Come on. I'm gonna do this. Oh my gosh, I'm getting dizzy. Oh boy. Oh no, he was almost dead. Level clear. Oh, I guess I killed him. Sweet.
Let's focus on the hardware for a minute. This is the Atari Vegas or Midway Vegas, as both companies use this board set. I don't know the story on that, so if you do, comment in the video description. The CPU is a MIPS RM700, the graphics is a 3DFX Voodoo Banshee video card, and it has a DCS sound system. Unfortunately, this has what I call a spinning rust drive to store the game data. It's an old school hard drive. These things are ticking time bombs, and I'll be switching this out for a compact flash ASAP. Screw this spinning rust, we're doing it right now. You remove the IDE cable, super easy. Then you take the compact flash, put it exactly where the IDE cable was. You take the end of the power cord, you take it and install it on the end that was going into the hard drive, and boom, you boot it up. The thing's gonna boot up super fast, less heat, more reliability. That's what I'm talking about.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick look at War Final Assault. I'm super excited to have this in the collection. It is definitely a rare title. I don't know how many of them were made, but there's definitely not a lot of them out there. I'm gonna be on the lookout for another one if I can, so I can network them together. It'd be really cool to have people over and do these deathmatch style games. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Now, it does remind me of Doom or Quake or Unreal Tournament, definitely that kind of thing, and it was cool to see they were bringing that type of a game style into the arcade with games like this and The Grid. Unfortunately, they were short-lived, but still really fun to experience it, and again, I'm really excited to have it in the collection. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel, put your comments below on what you think of this game. Have you played it before? Is this like something you didn't even realize existed? I definitely want to hear from you. And that's it for now, and we will see you on the next one.